And now, our guest of honor, a man who defies definition. See what I did there with dictionary? He wants to talk about this dictum from the dictionary people, the man, Bill O'Reilly. Good to see you, sir.
Now, you misled the audience, Cuomo. I don't care about this issue at all. You wanted to talk about it, but I'm more than happy to lend a sane perspective to it. First of all, I'm very happy that the Cambridge Dictionary people are looking out for my emotional health. That's really what I want from a dictionary, is some emotional support. So right on to you, Cambridge. Second, I don't need the Cambridge Dictionary because I'm perspicacious, Cuomo. So I don't have to go there, so I'm not going to get offended, and I wouldn't be offended anyway. Third, this is tedious. This is boring. All of this, what does a man mean, really, and what does a woman mean? And we have to have 17 lines to define it. No. You got a birth certificate. On the birth certificate, it says biological male or biological female. Now, if you want to change that, this is America. Okay? So when you become an adult, you can change it anywhere in the country. As long as you have the money for the operation, they'll do whatever you want. So that's fine. I don't have any objection to that. I just think this whole thing is really tedious. But I hope tomorrow in your program, Cuomo, you'll get into the most important issue underlying all of this. And it's not hurt feelings or I left out a letter in LBGTB, whatever it is. It's not that. It's the bullying in school of children who are different. And I taught high school, and I saw it firsthand. That is the key to this whole thing, that local school boards should crack down hard on internet bullying and in-person bullying. And too many schools ignore it. And that's the devastation. But if you think in certain part of the country, you're going to go in and try to convince people that Harry met Sally and Brad met Harry and they don't even know, you know, it's tedious, it's boring, they don't want the discussion.
Well, doesn't matter if they want it. If they're going to judge people, then they need it. Because they have to understand it.
They'll judge it anyway.
It's not emotional.
People are going to judge anyway.
Listen, that's what people do. What I'm saying is what we're supposed to be doing is trying to add some understanding to what their judgment is going to be if they have to make one. What I'm saying is the dictionary is not here to make you feel better. It's doing what it always does. No, I didn't say that. What I said was they changed it.
You said it provided emotional support for the transgender community.
And psychological.
Well, why else would they...
Bill,
why
what
else
I'm saying
would they
is
expand the definition?
Here's why they expanded it. Because
why else would they
study, I'll answer your question. They study usage patterns, okay? And they regularly update the dictionary to reflect how in English words are used based on analysis of data, and that this usage has changed because we've had an expanded understanding of identity. It's not about your feelings, Bill. It's not about your feelings.
I don't know its feelings. I don't have any feelings one way or the other on it. I'm neutral. But I don't know one human being on the planet, and I know thousands of people, who have a discussion about let's expand the definition of man. I don't know anybody who does that.
I believe that because you probably don't know a lot of transgender people and people who live a non-binary life.
I know, what's
and
his
identify
name?
that way.
Caitlin. I know Caitlin, and he's fed up with it, or she's fed up with it. It's boring.
Listen,
let's just go on and live your life. You want to be a girl? You can be a girl, okay?
But here's the thing.
Let's go.
Here's the thing.
But the bullying is the key.
All right, so now we're on the same page. And if you're worried about the bullying, you should worry about the first part. Because engendering the respect of how people are different is what's going to help with the bullying. It's going to help set a premise of, no, this person identifies that way. They're not saying that there's no such thing as sex or gender. This is about identity. And it is emotional and psychological for those people, not just simply an anatomy question, which is why all your buddies on the righty fringe on the internet who sit there with people saying,
my buddies on the righty fringe.
You know, Shapiro and Levin and all these guys. I am not going to call
they're all my buddies now?
I bet they're on the Christmas card list for BillO'Reilly.com.
Well, I'm expecting a nice gift from them then. Listen, it's fine.
But I'm saying they're making this cheap and they're getting people targeted, and we want to get away from that.
And tolerance is a good problem. Tolerance is good, but it has to be taught in the way of this is America. People make choices. That's part of the strength of our country. But you don't try to indoctrinate religious people, for example, Cuomo, who don't believe in transgenderism, and they have a right to that belief. You don't ram it down the throats of their kids in public school. You don't do that.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.